Cow, 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 cow.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, this day, we're taking a look at something that I believe has needed an update for quite some time. We're going to go into detail about it. We're going to talk about cow in general, as that wonderful intro showed you. If you made it through that, bless your poor little heart. I don't know how you did it. For those who are unfamiliar with Crucible of War, we do have a lot of new players in the game. Crucible of War is an event that came out a long time ago. We're talking about this thing came out like 2 presidents ago. So we have got an alliance milestone, we've got a leaderboard, and then a SMS. Now, the easy one for everybody is the SMS. Simply destroy hostiles to collect these trophies, which will also give you rewards. For me, obviously you see 95 million total par steal, which is nice. And then you can do this by either, like I said, killing hostiles or spending materials on ships. I don't recommend that. Just go ahead and kill the hostiles. The hostile amount is really not that difficult depending on your level. And really at any level, it's not that much of a hard grind through. This will then allow you to score right behind me here, transition over here apparently, and get your alliance milestone. You want an alliance to finish this out. Now, for some people, 2 million sounds like a lot of points, but for most alliances, especially if you've got 60, 70 members or more, I think my alliance is at like 80. This is pretty daggum easy to finish out. And the easiest way to do that is like if you take a look at the gold trophies, which we just talked about scoring, if you get 1 point per, and let's say we bust out our calculator, you get 25 per. Well, if each person can get 400, that's 10,000. Now imagine if you had 70 people do that same thing, that's 700,000. Now, if you did it for 3 days, that would be 2.1 million. And that's just one way to do it with 70 people. It doesn't count the fact that you actually get points for hostile kills. It doesn't count the fact that you get bonus points for using premium ships. So most alliances should be able to finish this if you're in an active and full alliance. And then of course you get a bonus through silver trophies. Now, real quick, for those curious, if you're new to this, silver trophies do cost money. It's the only way to go through that. Then you hear the alliance leaderboard. My alliance is currently ranked 6th, and you can see hopefully we can jump up a couple of these bad boys and girls, because I could use some more titanium quite a bit, please. It's not really that great of a reward, but I can use anything that I can get at the moment. So let's talk about what makes Crucible of War so nice. Faction hunts what we had the past couple of days, but Crucible of War has a couple of pulls here and makes it very interesting. One, we talk about the need and the constant need to get more and more armada directives in the game. And one way that they allow you to do that is through this recruit tab menu. We see you've got the gold trophy recruit, but also the gold trophy utility pack. Now this costs 900 to do a singular chest pull. But if you are actually saving up all of these trophies that you get, you can do this every time and hopefully get armada directives. Now look at the pull rate here. This is 100 uncommon, 60%, 50 rare, 17.5. You see it goes up and up, and then a 5% chance of 200 rares. Now, here's one issue I have, and one of the reasons I'm making this video. This needs a massive update. This has been the exact same since it launched 2 years ago. And I loved Crucible of War when it came out. I remember talking to the community manager, Panic at the time, hyping up how this would be a great way to improve the game and the economy for all players, because one, allowing you to source armadas, which was a new thing at the time. And then also independent credits are woefully under, passed out. Like you got to rely on event stores and the Borg refiner and the augment store. And you need a lot of these for things like the augment officers, the Borg officers. But what I think we really need most is just an increase in the amount that we're doing here. If you're a new player on a new server, this might seem like a lot, but the average player trying to go through and relying on a 5% chance to get the ability to run 1 rare armada is simply too low. Now, that's not the only pull. You also can come over to this one and you can see that we have a myriad of officers. But once again, here's where we need an update, because gold trophy recruit chest, this is basically the original ultra chest. It has not been updated. No Borg, no TOS, no TNG, no Discovery. Literally has not been touched since the start of this event. In terms of its original launch, it just continues to get copy and pasted. And I'm not saying I don't like Crucible of War. I really do. I don't like, however, that we have some outdated runs here that need some updating so that players can actually start working on getting things that they need. Because it's the same chest that we've always had. And with you getting such a small amount of rares and epics anyway, the 5% chance of getting that uncommon or rare max, you can't even get an epic max here full pull. When I mean max, talking about a full pull, you are really not encouraged to fight for that too much, to the point where you can even argue, depending on where you're at level wise, taking this event off, because I think these recruits need an update. Now, it's not just that as an option. You come down here to your alliance tab. You can see in the alliance store, we've got 5 options. Now, I actually already pulled my Cal Armada pack. I will say this is the one thing that I actually do like. However, I don't think that it should be limited to 1. I really don't. It costs 16,000 of your bronze trophies, and you're limited to 1. That'll give you, and I can show you on the screen exactly what you're going to get, but you don't get enough. I mean, you get 1 rare Armada, 200, and then you get 3 uncommons, and I appreciate that. But even if we talk about what we were just talking about, so you've got 70 people. 70 people running that is going to, you know, even if you had 5 per, then potentially you can share out that wealth a little bit amongst that group. But in general, it's not simply a lot, especially when we just had a string of events where we had, what, 13 Armada events. 200 is not enough. It's not cutting it. So we need to be able to pull from this more than once. That's just a minor recommendation. But let's move on to some of the other options that we have here. Look at the speed ups pack. Not something I'd recommend. Also, why would I bother? Where's the good in this? Some 12-hour repair speed ups that I already have an abundance of because of my grinding. And then this is less speed ups than I get from Discovery. Doing Discovery Refinery pays out more than this because they haven't been updated. It's so outdated. It's a sad theme of this game. Things like Swarm Sunday, promised to have been updated a year ago, has not been touched. This has not been touched in basically 2 years. You know, this is a huge issue in the game. Look, it's a good event. I love Crucible of War, but it's gotten less and less important as the game has gone along, and the only people it really helps out are new players. Let's move over to something like the gas and the dilithium. 9 million dilithium for a level 41 is fine, I guess. And I appreciate the 181, but you're limited to 2. So you're going to get 362 uncommon. And that's okay. It's okay. And this is an update because when 4-star came out, you see this get a little bit of a push. Still would probably like to see some 3-star in here because people still have updates to run in their 3-star, whether it's research, ships that they're still trying to max, ships that they're trying to max and scrap. Still would I see more options in here. And 9 million dilithium, that would, I mean, 18 million dilithium will not pay for a lot of researches. So it might not even pay for 1 research, depending on what research you're trying to do. Once again, for something that takes days to run through, you'd like to see more of an economy improvement, like we've seen with like the November and December runs of the game, which we all hailed as some of the best that we've ever had in Star Trek Fleet Command. Let's move over to the ore and the par steel. Same exact thing. We just had 2 months where we were getting like 4 or 5 billion par steel per event, which is a fantastic job by Scopely. They got mad praise for it. And now I'm limited to 272 million, which I can take. I mean, I need 4-star ore. I get it. But at the same time, limited to 2, I'm only going to get, once again, you know, that 362. It's just not a lot. And then same thing here with the titanium, where we are limited here. And then we're getting some 500,000s in tokens. Why are we getting these little tokens? And then 19 million here, 38 million total titanium. That's not much. How, give me an example. Rev, give an example of how that's not much. Sure, we'd be more than happy to give an example of how that's not much. So let's take my ISS Jellyfish, for example. We're going to boot up our ISS Jellyfish, which is obviously a 4-star ship. It's the first one you get at level 39, and we're at tier 5 heading to tier 6. Oh, wow, look at that. 257 million titanium for 1 part. How about over here? Maybe it's cheaper over, oh, no, that's 200 million. What about the cargo bay? The cargo bay costs 85.8 million titanium. So the point I'm making is, while the event is structured well, I love the alliance structure of the event. I love that there's a fight for it. The SMS, the leaderboards, the payouts for those really low. And then when it comes to the actual utility of the refinery or the officer tab here, also very low. Not a lot going on here. Not really a reason to push too hard. I'm going to go after this pack and pray that I get rare directives. And you know, a decent amount of independent credits, but it's not the amount that you would expect at this point in the game with other things that you've seen. And then also you got to look at things like this right here, Alliance Store, simply not paying out the amount of resources, directives, or really even the uncommons that you would expect for an event that is designed to take 3 days. It's a long time. So you subtract that and you go through those numbers, and even compared to some of the other events that we've had. I mean, even Faction Hunt feels like it pays out more. Look at Faction Hunt with 44 here, and then, all right, so that's 68, and now we're moving that up into, what, 84? Now we're at 96. So this basically paid out for 1 day, 100 uncommon. That's more than what the cow is doing for 3 days, because the cow's only doing what 360. But that is a massive grind compared to this, this is just one part. Remember, there's 3 of these. There's 3 of them. All 3 of them. So 1 day here, getting what we essentially take 3 days to grind for one section in the Crucible of War. It's not the Crucible of War is bad. It's a good event, everybody. I encourage you to participate in it and get your alliance to score and grade out and get all those rewards that you can possibly get. At the same time, it needs an update. And this is just in a video really asking for that. Still, I love Cal, and hopefully you do too. Live long and prosper, everybody. Stay safe with those Space Cowboys. Deuces. That's me. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. There's a little box like right there. The box. See the box? Comment down in there and let me know what you think. Y'all are amazing. Love y'all. As always. Howdy. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.